Hi, my name is Luigi Casanelli, and I'm a transportation professional and technology manager. Thanks for joining me to learn how to use big data to manage and retime your signals and have a fun time doing it. And yes, I'm going to say that again, have a fun time. Signal retiming is one of the most cost-effective ways to keep traffic moving, reduce emissions, and improve safety. But we all know if your traffic signals are not kept up to date, over time, customer satisfaction goes down and customer complaints go up while the environment suffers. As stewards of these signal assets, aren't you tired of spending all of your resources retiming a fraction of your signals, getting a lot of customer complaints? Wouldn't it be nice if you can get a report daily, weekly, monthly, by season to help manage and tell you when to retime your signals automatically? With over 2 decades of experience, and my team have been developing signal timing plans from the moment we became traffic engineers. And for the past several years, we've been developing, implementing, and managing traffic signals, including addressing customer complaints for major clients in the New York, New Jersey area and beyond. Taking all of that experience, including our lessons learned, I'm going to show you how to actively manage your signals and create the most cost-effective signal timing plan that incorporates 1. A user-friendly report that provides you action items to retime your signals as often as you would like. 2. Save money or take those savings and expand the number of signals you would like to retime. 3. Keep your signal plans continuously up to date, which actually reduces the need to even consider adaptive traffic signals, which can be very costly. 4. Use big data to help monitor your traffic signal system and flag any sudden drops in travel speeds that may occur, such as a vehicle breakdown, and proactively address this issue before you get that dreaded customer complaint. But before I show you, I want to give you a quick run through on how signal timings are typically developed, implemented, and monitored. First and foremost, to develop an effective signal timing plan, you need to understand the traffic flow profile of your roadway. Once you understand the traffic profile, you can break up the peak periods and develop signal timing plans to match those peaks to keep your customers moving and reduce complaints. So, let me summarize the process. Step 1. Collect data for 1 week out of 365 days. Step 2. Process and analyze the data for your roadway. Step 3. Develop your AM, midday, PM, and overnight signal plans based upon 1 week's worth of data for the next 5 years. Yes, you heard that right. We collect 1 week's worth of data to develop average signal timing plans that are also used for holiday and seasonal traffic, and hope that those plans are still relevant even if the traffic patterns have changed. And we all know what happens when the traffic patterns change. You get that customer complaint. Why am I waiting at the signal? There is no traffic on the side street. Guess who gets the next call? You. Also, using the typical signal timing process, the day you implement your new signal timing plan, that is probably the best plan, and from that day on, all goes downhill, while your customer complaints go up over time. For signal monitoring, we use traffic management centers, TMCs, that serve as the mission control for an urban area's major street and highway network. The Traffic Management Center compiles and visualizes data feeds from ITS devices, which includes CCTV, travel time, queue detection along all of your roadways. TMC operators use this data and try to proactively deploy traffic management strategies to reduce congestion and coordinate with authorities during daily stop-and-go traffic special event emergencies. But as we all know, due to limited resources, having a robust or even having a TMC is not always the case for every jurisdiction. The key for active monitoring is to have ITS devices from the field feed real-time data to the TMC. As we all know, with over 300,000 signals in the United States, it is virtually impossible and not practical to install ITS devices along all roadways to understand the health of your roadway system. So, for those areas where we do not have ITS coverage, we rely on another stream of data, customer complaints, to reactively address issues. But there is a better way. Our new big data signal retiming and monitoring process enables you to continuously and proactively monitor your signal system 365 days a year, minimize your retiming efforts over time, and keep your customer complaints down. Let me walk you through this simple process. Step 1. Get probe data from your data providers, such as Google, Waze, INRIX, and similar data providers. Step 2. Stream the data into a black box, in this case, a black Fedora. Wait for the information to be processed. Step 3. Obtain the outputs, which includes actionable intelligence, and you're done. Yes, it is that simple. I'm just kidding. We're not done. Let me unpack this black Fedora, and I'll walk you through the detailed process. Step 1. Contact the big data provider, talk, negotiate with them, and hopefully you can get an agreement that provides you free streaming data. If not, purchase the data. Most likely this will be a time-consuming process, as you will need to get your legal team involved, but worth it in the end, as you shall see. Step 2. Coordinate with your big data provider and stream the millions and billions of data points to your database, preferably in the cloud. Unless you don't like your IT department, stream it to your desktop and watch what happens. Best case, your computer freezes. Worst case, it catches on fire. Just kidding. It'll freeze and IT won't be happy. Step 3. Collect and store the big data for a year if possible. Then map out the historical speeds versus the current conditions by minute, hour, daily, weekly, monthly, by season, and yearly. This information will form the basis of understanding any changes to your speed profile of your roadway 365 days a year. Step 4. Catalog your comparisons into 3 tracks. Track 1. Real-time operations. Track 2. Short-term weekly operations. Track 3. Long-term planning operations. For Track 1, use the big data minute-by-minute and hourly reports to flag any major speed reductions along your roadways and send a notification automatically to the TMC operator, and better yet, straight to your traffic enforcement officers to quickly address any issues. This will definitely reduce the number of customer complaints. For Track 2, use the hourly, daily, and weekly reports to flag any changes in speeds along your roadway system weekly. Using the weekly reports, you can help identify if there were any changes in traffic patterns or recent roadway closures that you were not aware of due to coordination challenges with other jurisdictions, utility companies, and use this data to implement temporary mitigation measures. Track 3. Use a data-driven process to plan out your signal retiming program using the following steps. Step 1. Before any traffic data is collected for your models, use the daily, monthly, and seasonal reports and map out the travel speed roadway profiles and determine the peaks before any data collection is conducted. Step 2. Take your existing signal timing plans, either manually or automatically, and identify each signal timing plan period and map it out in a program like Excel, whatever works for you. Step 3. Overlay all your signal timing plan peaks against the roadway peaks and determine what you need to do. Typically, you can catalog your signal retiming program within these 3 buckets. Bucket 1. Which signal plans match the roadway peaks? If they match, hey, you're doing a great job, as you do not have to include them in your upcoming signal retiming project. Bucket 2. Which signal plans match your peaks closely but are off slightly, such as your signal timing plan peak period ends at 6 p.m., but the roadway peak ends at 5 p.m. For those signals, no retimings are necessary, just a peak period adjustment, which is easily done. Bucket 3. Finally, determine which signal plans do not match the roadway peaks and focus your efforts on those intersections. Collect data, analyze, etc., etc. If you want to take your signal retiming process to another level, which in the past was always cost prohibitive, by using big data, you can look at the 365-day profile of your roadway and determine if you need additional peak period plans by season and repeat steps 1 through 3. By taking this extra step, this will enable your agency to maximize customer satisfaction and reduce emissions, as you will be using seasonally based signal timing plans. In fact, doing this will effectively create a pseudo-adaptive system without the extra cost. Now, let me walk you through 2 example projects to collect real-time data and retime your signals, illustrating both the traditional versus big data method costs. Example 1. Getting real-time data. Let's say you want full travel time coverage nationally on all of your roadways, and worst case, let's assume you need one ITS device per every mile. And you know that's not a lot. Think about a place like Manhattan where you have a signal every 300 feet. You're gonna need a lot of devices. So, let's do a few calculations. There are 4.1 million center miles of roadway in the United States. Worst case, one device per mile equals 4.1 million ITS devices. To be conservative, let's assume that half the roadways already have devices. So, 2.05 million devices times, let's say 7,000 to install and maintain, equals about $14 billion you're going to need to get real-time data. $14.3 billion to install ITS devices, which by the way is the best and most accurate, and you probably figured this out unless you win a lot of Powerball lottos, is not practical. Now, if you consider using big data, the cost to acquire data and stream it can be anywhere from $0 to $50 million for the entire United States. And for the purposes of our example, worst case, we can assume a cost of $100 million. So, looking at this scientific comparison, it is very clear who the winner is. But maybe not so fast. If you take into account the accuracy of the data points, your decision is not as clear-cut. You need to find the right balance between cost and accuracy levels. And most likely, you'll find it may be a hybrid system. That is why it's so important to go through the systems engineering process to figure out what is right for your agency. Example 2. Signal retiming. Say you have a $100,000 budget and a 120 intersection signal system. Typically, for that budget, you would be able to optimize about 15 to 20 signals and develop AM, midday, PM, and off-peak signal timing plans. With the new big data process, we ran our tool and the results showed the following. Out of about 120 intersections, 60 were great, 30 needed a minor peak period extension, 50 needed one peak period modified, and the remaining 15 needed a full optimization program. So, using the big data signal retiming process with a limited budget, we were able to ensure all 120 signals were running optimally. In conclusion, I like to summarize the big data monitoring and signal retiming process as follows. Number 1, user-friendly. Number 2, saves a whole bunch of money. Number 3, provides high client satisfaction. And number 4, less complaints for you. But before I leave you, I want to tell you one tip. Consider reaching out to your big data companies, as they may be willing to share data with you for free so you can start your own big data retiming program.